Some awesome news coming from Microsoft this week. They're planning to add native eye tracking support right into Windows 10. The new support is primarily designed for people suffering from neuromuscular diseases like ALS and other disabilities to control the various interface elements within Windows 10 without a traditional mouse and keyboard. This ranges from gazing at apps to launch them or using an on-screen keyboard to glance at characters and type out words. Eye control in Windows 10 is in beta right now, but you can get in on the action if you like. All that you have to do is sign up to Microsoft's Windows Insider program to get access. Microsoft's collaboration was triggered by the first Microsoft employee hackathon known as 1 Week Back in 2014. Winning entry inspired by former professional football player Steve Gleason pushed Microsoft to form a new research team to investigate eye tracking. Microsoft's Windows team built prototypes of eye tracking, and now support will be integrated directly into Windows 10. Now, it's not clear exactly when this eye tracking support will be available, but Microsoft recently started working on its March Windows 10 update, so it's a pretty good bet we will see it then. The 16-foot megabot known as Eagle Prime is now ready to take on Japan in the Megabot's Giant Robot Duel League. An incredible video has been released which shows the Eagle Prime in action ahead of the duel, which will be the world's first giant robot battle of many, I hope. In the video, the enormous robot can be seen opening garage doors, quickly maneuvering quarters, demolishing piles of barrels, and even blasting targets with its paintball cannon. Megabot said as the robots battle, armor panels shear off and litter the field. Smoke and sparks pour out of the chassis, massive robotic limbs tear off, and robots crumble to the ground until only one of them is left standing. Back in 2015, Megabots challenged Japan to a giant robot duel, and a team of experts from the country quickly accepted. Japan's robot is called Kurata. In 2015, the team revealed an early version of the robot that included a gun capable of shooting 6,000 BB bullets a minute, but since then, the Japanese team has not released any information or images of the machine that will take part in the duel against the US, which is supposed to happen sometime in August. With summer heat on the rise in the States, potential issues posed by interior car temperatures are even more real. But Nissan hopes its new rear door alert may help reduce concerns. Elsa Foley, an industrial engineer and mother of 2 young children, and Marlene Mendoza, a mechanical engineer and mother of 3, decided to work on an idea to help remind drivers to check their back seats before walking away. After presenting their idea with Mendoza 8 months pregnant at the time, the project moved into full development at the Nissan Technical Center in Farmington Hills, Michigan. The new RDS feature will debut as standard equipment on the 2018 Nissan Pathfinder this September and will be available on other Nissan models in the coming years. The new rear door alert system can help remind Nissan owners to check their rear seat by using a series of distinctive honks as the driver is walking away from the vehicle. RDA monitors the rear door switches to detect their open-close status prior to and after a trip. If the system detects that a rear door was opened and closed prior to a trip, but then not reopened and closed after the trip was completed, given the vehicle was put in park and the ignition cycled off, the system responds with a series of notifications, starting with a display in the instrument panel and then progressing to subtle but distinctive chirps of the horn. Because there are so many scenarios in which a driver might open a rear door, everything from throwing in a gym bag to cleaning the car, the RDA system is easily configurable and can be turned off temporarily or permanently through prompts in the display. Nissan has long been an innovator in developing advanced technologies. In fact, the company recently announced that it is making automatic emergency braking standard on a projected 1 million vehicles sold in the U.S. for model year 2018. That's going to include 7 of the company's most popular models, including the Rogue, Rogue E Sport, Ultima, Murano, Leaf, Pathfinder, Maxima, and Sentra. In addition to the new rear door alert and standard automatic emergency braking, the 2018 Pathfinder also includes 6 USB ports as standard. Also, intelligent cruise control is now standard on the Pathfinder SL. For photos and information about the 2018 Pathfinder and the complete lineup of Nissan vehicles, you can visit nissannews.com. Looking at its storefront, you wouldn't expect Zoom Pizza to be the kind of place gunning to revolutionize the food delivery business. Tucked into a quiet little commercial park in Mountain View, California, next to a defunct flower shop, which actually serves as the company's engineering bay now, Zoom looks more like the countless IT startups that dot Silicon Valley than an actual pizzeria. But only from the outside. One look inside the building's kitchen and you see a distinct difference. Instead of chefs tossing dough and slopping sauce, the company has installed a human-robot hybrid workforce that can crank out as many as 400 pizzas an hour and can reportedly have them to your door in a fraction of the time and cost as their competition. Zoom does not operate like conventional delivery services. Rather, it has sought to achieve a productive balance between the meaty and metallic employees, enabling each to better support the other. For instance, human beings are better at taste testing. Humans are better at recipe development and produce selection. Robots, on the other hand, are better at repetitive tasks like moving pizzas in and out of an 800-degree oven 1,000 times a day. So the goal is not end-to-end automation, because that's not what's going to create better food for the customer. The robotic pizza making process mirrors the traditional method, albeit with a few high-tech twists. Rather than hand-tossing dough into their circular pizza shapes, which can be tiresome after an entire day of repetitive tasks, well, they customize a hydraulic press dubbed Doughbot smashes the balls into their shape. The pizza crust then travels down a conveyor belt to the saucing station, where a pair of extruders slather the dough with either marinara or Alfredo sauce. From there, a 4th robot uses a multi-axis arm to evenly spread the sauce. The pizza then continues along the conveyor to the topping station, one of the few steps in the process where human hands are involved. Once the pizza has been properly prepared, it's picked up by the modified 6-axis robotic arm named Bruno, originally designed to stack pallets, and sets it into an oven for what the company calls the par bake. The pizza isn't fully cooked to start, a la Papa Murphy's, and for good reason. Par baking essentially freezes the dough rising process as the pizza is delivered. Apparently bouncing around in the back, uncooked yeast will actually deactivate itself, and then you'll be cooking what is essentially a tortilla. Once the pie comes out of the oven, Leonardo, the chopping bot, will slice it into 8 even pieces using a 200 psi cutting press, and it will be loaded into one of the company's delivery vehicles. But these aren't run-of-the-mill delivery vehicles either. Each is roughly the size of a FedEx van. Their interiors lined with as many as 56 miniature ovens, and they use a GPS-based predictive algorithm. Each oven will turn on and fire the partially cooked pizza for the final 4 minutes before the truck arrives at the drop point. How awesome! So everybody is entitled to a piping hot, fresh pizza delivered to your door. Once the pizza is ready, it ejects from the oven like a CD from a car stereo into a waiting box, itself made from sugarcane fiber and specifically designed to ensure that the crust stays crunchy for the trip to the front door. This leads to some tricky logistical challenges because demand for pizza tends to really be spiky. Roughly 50% of Zoom's orders occur between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m., and there are a number of factors that will actually affect demand. The company also says that it's working on the issue of dessert delivery as well.